at my beautiful river. But what I wanted to show you was this very dragon-esque figure here. Lidded eyelids and all, with a long nose. This is my dragon. And look what it's spraying out. I don't know how it works. Oh, there we go. See, it's got something else forming behind it now. I'm sorry. There it is. Dragon. That. I don't know how it works. You know, I know the pieces, I know what it looks like, I can recognize it, but I will admit I have no idea how this spray works, other than they're spraying us and helping us with the change, an upgrade, so that we'll be ready for something. So that not only will we be ready for a time and a change, but also for something to come. And I think we all know what to expect. All right, hang on just a second. I left my drink over here because of Dixie. Let me get Dixie too. Dixie, come on, honey bunny. Hey, Dixie. Clean this lens too. Dixie wearing her bandana. I'm at my river. It's gorgeous. I'm hoping I have pretty good Wi-Fi. But anyway, know the pieces, know the parts, not sure of the function. And I guess about probably over a year ago, my friend told me, you know, why not, since we know I really don't want to spill my drink, but I probably am. Since we know the pieces and the parts, why don't we start concentrating on why it's here? And of course, I kind of did. Oh, okay, you're back. Okay, anyway, what I was saying is, it's me in a loop and keeps me right here where I am. So I'm trying to break that. A friend was telling me to look into the meaning of it, and I think that's probably the best plan for now. We know the parts, we know the pieces, but we do not really understand the functions. Okay. I am here. Okay, I'll start over. I don't know how long this has been going on. All right, switch you around. Okay, hang on. Oh gosh. Hang on. Oops. Let me get you in place here first. I don't want you to try to... Okay. Woo, fall downhill. Okay, so, all right. I would like to talk to you guys about what I've been seeing in the sky, and I think why I'm seeing it. I've been seeing a box. I've been seeing a box that rotates into different shapes. So I started doing some research, and I went back to the beginning, back to the first places that helped me. And someone had mentioned a tetrahedron by the sun, which sounded great, which sounded exactly right, because I told you I was seeing something like a diamond with angles, with the sun shining off of it and sending rays and creating rainbows. But then I started researching that and got in tetragrammatron. And what a tetragrammatron, basically tetra is four and gammatron is word. So it's a 4-letter word for God, Yeshua. And I believe how this is tied, how this box is tied. Okay, so this system, although we don't know exactly how it works, I believe it is spraying a dust down on us. I believe a major spray was when COVID started, and not everyone can handle it. So they kind of they vibrate out in their own way, whether it be from COVID or complications from COVID or whatever. They vibrate out in their own way because they couldn't handle the first spray from this. Okay, so how do I even get into this? Okay, a lot of us believe that we're in Revelation. We believe that the 7-year tribulation started on the 23rd of September 2017. So what I believe is coming our way is the Ark of the Covenant. I do believe it's going to come in the clouds, and I do believe it's an instrument for us to speak to it. I believe it's a communication device because we couldn't speak to God. It's just too big and too much, and He is all. So this is a communication device to speak to God. So that's what I think we're seeing, this box with the crack down the middle that forms into different shapes. I'm getting in the clouds. I got it this morning on my live if you want to look. Okay. So I believe we're just now starting to see it. I do believe that it will be more and more seen. And what I worry about is when this thing comes down and shows itself. And let's say what I see, a being of light would come out and present itself as Lord, to speak to us, almost like a projection, like a hologram. And I'm not trying to tell you guys how to think at all. You have to use your discernment. You have to use your own free will. You have to use all of your training and all of your learning. What I fear is that special people that have now gotten so enweaved in the conspiracy theories will jump to the conclusion of it's blue beam. It's blue beam. It's not real. Don't believe it. And we're going to have to already have in our mind the discernment we're going to have to use, the questions we're going to have to ask, things we're going to have to see to prove. Say hi, Dixie. She's going to knock camera. Oh, there she goes. To to prove to us what we're really, what we're doing. And I do fear that that's going to be a problem. And one thing I want you to consider: everyone thinks that excuse me, I just ate. Excuse me. Everyone thinks that conspiracy channels are 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 banned or shadow banned on YouTube. Now, I don't think things, I do think are shadow banned. I think when you're sharing the real truth, I do think you could be shadow banned. But as far as conspiracy theory channels shadow banned, they're not. Trust me, when I came on YouTube, they shoved it down my throat. So about this, let's think about newbie Shannon coming on YouTube that wants to check out, let's say I want to check out 11. Okay, let's just say I want to check out 9/11. So newbie Shannon could go and watch a history channel and get all the information that the media gave me on 9/11. Yep, check. Yep, that's what I heard. Okay, that's what I heard. All right, boom, I'm off YouTube. Or newbie Shannon could go on YouTube and get a conspiracy theory that says, oh, there were explosives on this one floor, there was gold downstairs, all this. Then guess what newbie Shannon's going to do? She's not going to get off YouTube and go about her way. She is going to find more videos and more videos that are going to put her on breadcrumbs to more things and more things. And she's on YouTube all darn day is what newbie Shannon is going to be on. So I do not think that conspiracy channels are banned. I do believe truth is banned. So so that's why this blue beam, back to the HARP blue beam, the whatever, the chemtrails is so promoted. You can find a million videos on that stuff for that very reason. I think they want you to get tied up into conspiracy theories, not truth seeking, conspiracy theories, so that when the truth does come and it's right in your face, you're going to question it. Again, you get the knowing. You've got to already become familiar with the knowing, familiar with and they get it wrong. Trust me, I get it wrong all the time. Wrong yesterday. I get things wrong all the time. You let your fear, take over your knowing. Then you feel it. You got it. It's in your gut, and boom, you let your fear, take it all away from you. Just simple, dumb act. But anyway, we do that to ourselves with fear, and I just don't want you to do that with the benevolence that could come. Okay, so what got me on this path, I've been thinking about this for a long time. So Dolores Cannon put out a video about FDR looking for the Ark of the Covenant. I have been saying this for 4 years, and I'm going to tell you why. Okay, not only was my grandfather at Norfolk during the time of the Philadelphia experiment, he was in the Navy, but he was a patent holder. He drew up a lot of patents on how do you get things on off ships. In fact, he still holds patents in the Navy to this day. Of course, the Navy holds them, not him, on that type of thing. So not only was he in Norfolk, but then he was also witness to something else very special, and he used to tell me about it. Okay, a mile from my grandparents and I lived just around the corner from each other growing up. About a mile from my house was the Masonic Temple. It was the George Washington Masonic Temple, and they built it at a 45-degree angle. And what my grandfather told me is it goes as far deep as it does up. And he said, just like the pyramids. And I just thought that everyone knew that about the pyramids. And then I come to find that it's not the truth, or what, it's not the known truth, but I feel, or is it? Anyway, so he told me that it goes as far as it goes up, and he was an operative engineer. Not only was he an operative engineer, but he taught the skill. He taught the skill to everyone who wanted to be an operative engineer, had to go through 2 years of schooling, and he would have been your teacher in the DC area, or like 2 or 3. Anyway, so he taught that skill, and he was very interested as they were building the Masonic Temple. He was a young man as they were building it. And what he told me was that the tripod that they used was not strong enough for the size of bricks, the blocks that they were using, and that the angles that these blocks were going in and kind of staying was not right. He said it did not work. It just wasn't right. And he said it was a tripod with a box at the top that almost looked like a speaker, which is the same thing I was telling you that the man at, I wish I could remember his name. I'm sorry, guys. That the man at Coral Castle was using the same kind of tripod with a black box, a speaker. Okay, a box again, a black box again, and a speaker again, something to translate the frequency of God so we can hear it, or so that it moves things, so that it builds things. Let's say it changes things. But you need a speaker, just like a radio. You hear a radio, but you need it to come through a speaker for us to hear it. Oh, I hope you guys are back with me. I guess I should hurry. I'm low on battery. But anyway, just like a speaker, you have to, it has to come through and you have to hear it. So I do believe that's what that black box is, sky we're seeing. I think it may very well be the Ark of the Covenant that will come down, land. I see a light being coming out, and it using the Ark of the Covenant to, I want to say speak, but I don't know. I don't know if it's going to be words, universal words, a frequency, a sound. It's going to change us, though. It's the thing that's going to change us. And that's one more thing I wanted to talk to you about. I kept telling you about when I went into this, I saw the 15 years, our big change in 15 years. But then again, I have told you guys, time is speeding up. Time is speeding up, and the rapture sound. So it's a sped up life, slowed down rapture. And I do believe maybe that 15 years is too far off of an estimate. I believe that has been cut in half, which would be 7 years. Which would be 7 years. Again, I just wanted to put that in your head. Oh, and back to the FDR. So FDR did is he went up to Oak Island to look for the Ark of the Covenant. And right after that, immediately after that, the whole point of the story, he started building the Masonic Temple. He was a Mason. He was the main one behind the funding and the building of Masonic Temple. So why does a man, you know, I bet you it was kept underneath the Smithsonian in the meantime, the man go up to Oak Island looking for the Ark of the Covenant, and then come and build this odd structure using this same tripod with black box at a 45-degree angle, going down, so at a 45-degree angle, probably making a triangle, which is a sideways pyramid. So I think that's what's going on. There's one more thing I want to talk to you guys about. Oh, in my old channel, my Sundog in DC, what I was trying to do is, I was trying to point you guys to arc. Oh, and I believe that's how the Masons make their arc. They somehow that the arc piece in place and then build the others around it to get it to stay, to get those arcs as perfect as they build them. But with my old channel, Sundog in DC, that's what I was to tell you guys, that I thought the Ark of the Covenant was at the Masonic Temple. It is not. December, I think it was the winter solstice, or it was 11/11. I think it was the winter solstice 12/23. They moved it. It's not there anymore. They moved it. So I took down my channel. I knew it was wrong. I knew I was pointing people in the wrong place, and I didn't want to do that. I took down my Sundog Indies channel. I don't believe it's there anymore. I, for the first time in my life, I've lived there my whole life. I felt it my whole life. You know, and that's another thing. What the Ark of the Covenant does for people is it turns them into angels when they get close to it. I mean, too close, who knows what it does, but it also turns normal people into angels. I'm not saying I'm an angel, but I did live next to that a very long time, and I felt it a very long time. I'm not sure if I know how much of it makes sense to you guys, but I don't know where this thing is now or what it's doing. Maybe it's released. Maybe it's in the sky. Maybe, maybe that's its counter. Maybe it's a two-part thing and that's why it's cracking open. Maybe two things have to come together to make it work. I don't know. But I wanted to get this all out and tie it into the old channel, tie it into the system, tie it in to what's been going on, what I've been seeing. I know it's a lot, and I talked to you guys about being drained by YouTube, and I am going to leave this platform. I absolutely am. I actually do have a website, though. It's globalcloudarchive.com. Don't go to it now because it's not up and running. You're going to get a blank page or whatever. And I am going to put my stuff and my I'll be more one-on-one in touch with you, maybe not in person, but maybe we could have Zoom calls and I could offer you guys consolation or advice or anything like that. I'm not a psychic reader or healer, but I am an intuit and I do give very good advice. So that won't be the only platform of this. I would like to have Sky on the channel and also have a storage spot, people to put Sky on. But I will try and build that website very soon. And I will put stuff on YouTube to link you to my website. I don't know. I might take on another platform other than YouTube. I don't know. I'm not completely sure. But I think I'm just going to stick with my website and then, putting updates. Silly girl. Bye.